In every democracy, trust is the silent currency. It holds nations together, steadies institutions, and gives ordinary citizens the belief that systems built in their name still serve them. But trust can collapse quietly, not in explosions or riots, but in boardrooms, tenders, and signatures that never should have been signed. South Africa knows this story too well. It is written in invoices, whispered in corridors, and sometimes exposed in the sharp, unforgiving light of parliamentary inquiry. Today, at the heart of Vusimusi II Correctional Center, the nation's gaze has turned to one question. A question worth 48 million rand. A question tied to a man known only as Cat, a tender that spiraled into scandal, and a police service fighting to hold its own credibility together. This is not simply a story about procurement. It is a window into something deeper, the tectonic struggle over accountability in South Africa's institutions, where power, politics, and public trust collide. Welcome to Border Files, because behind every headline there is a border, not drawn on maps, but drawn between truth and secrecy. And tonight, we cross that border. To understand what happened inside that committee room, we must take a step back into the machinery of procurement inside the South African Police Service. Each year, SAPS handles billions of rands meant for public safety, health services, equipment, and emergency response. But for decades, watchdogs have warned, when oversight weakens, corruption thrives. The tender at the center of this documentary belonged to Medicare 24 to Tshwane District, a company led by businessman Vusimusi Cat Matlala. The contract, intended to provide medical services, ballooned into controversy when internal auditors flagged potential irregularities. Irregularities big enough to stop payments, trigger a forensic investigation, and draw the attention of Parliament's most assertive voices, including Julius Malema and other key MPs. Enter Lieutenant General Puleng Dimpane, SAPS Chief Financial Officer, a seasoned administrator summoned to explain why 48 million rand was already paid when the tender's very foundation appears questionable. She called the contract an embarrassment. She admitted irregular expenditure persists because consequence management is not real. Her words landed like a warning shot, not only to SAPS, but to the nation. This documentary explores what happened, how it happened, and what it reveals about the deeper geopolitical struggle for institutional integrity in South Africa. Every contract has a paper trail. This one began with a bid process that auditors later described as deeply concerning. Red flags emerged early: questions about the bidding process, possible violation of procurement rules, accelerated payments without adequate justification. By March, internal auditors approached Lieutenant General Puleng Dimpane. She was blunt: no more payments, not until the truth was known. But by then, 48 million rand was already out the door. And that's when the story changed from administrative oversight to a national issue. Parliament's ad hoc committee convened at an unusual location, Vusimusi II Correctional Center. Symbolism was everywhere: a prison, an investigation, witnesses under oath. Across the table sat Lieutenant General Dimpane, answering questions from MPs determined to understand what went wrong. Julius Malema pressed for clarity. Who approved the tender? Who released the money? Who benefited? Dimpane's answers were precise. She had no involvement in awarding the contract. She was on leave during critical discussions. She stopped payments the moment irregularities surfaced. But she said something more important, something bigger than this single contract. Dimpane quoted, "Consequence management is not real." In a nation where billions disappear through irregular expenditure each year, this statement was explosive. It wasn't just about Matlala, it was about a system. Who is Cat Matlala? A businessman, a tender recipient, a figure whose name has appeared in multiple discussions around SAPS procurement. His company, Medicare 24, was awarded a contract that, according to Dimpane, should never have passed due diligence. The committee is now waiting for forensic investigators to finish their report.
A report Dimpane promises will reach Parliament by Christmas. Whatever the findings, one truth has already surfaced. South Africa's procurement system remains a battleground, a space where private interests and national duty often collide. South Africa's governance challenges don't exist in a vacuum. They are tied to global patterns, states struggling to secure institutions in an age of rising inequality, political fragmentation, and economic pressure. When public money leaks, public trust erodes. When trust erodes, institutions weaken. And when institutions weaken, democracy becomes fragile. SAPS is one of the most consequential organs of state. Its failures are national failures. Its successes are national victories. The 48 million rand question is more than an accounting issue. It is a test of whether the police service and the nation at large can still uphold accountability when it matters most. And at the center of it all, Lieutenant General Dimpane stood before Parliament and said the quiet part out loud, a moment that may define this chapter of institutional reform. In the end, this story is not about one tender, or one businessman, or one official. It is about a principle. Public money must protect the public. The forensic report may bring answers, it may bring consequences, it may bring closure, but the deeper question remains. Can South Africa rebuild trust in systems that millions rely on? In a world where institutions make or break nations, accountability is not a luxury, it is a lifeline. And perhaps the greatest power any society holds is the courage to confront the truth, no matter how uncomfortable. Because borders are not only physical. Some borders are made of ethics, transparency, and the choices we make when no one is watching. This is Border Files. Until next time.